A good morning to you. Welcome to my testimony this beautiful Sunday morning. Indeed, it is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. My name is Anthony Ndiema. Every Sunday, 8:30 in the morning, we bring you amazing testimonies. Today is one of a kind. We speak to Eliud Ngare. He underwent deep addictions and sex, alcohol, drugs, crime. But today, he's a changed man. This is a story of triumph. We are at the parking by Radisson. We are the antique, amazing place in Westlands. You need to check out. I mean, if you love to come for meetings, great place to hold your meetings, conferences, as well as just bringing your family and having a good time right here. Eliud, karibu sana. It's good to have you, bro.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Asante sana.
I'm glad this is finally happening.
Amen.
All right.
Yes.
I look at you and I see God.
Yeah.
You are a powerful story, man.
True. You should have seen me
before.
Before.
We will see you before.
We will see me.
We will see you before. Later on as we continue.
Yeah.
So Eliud, you are raised well.
Yes.
Christian family.
Yeah.
Things were working for you.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that upbringing to the point when things started falling apart.
Well, family of 4 kids, 2 parents at home.
Right.
Christian family.
Uh-huh.
PCA. So
Right.
Sunday school was not an option.
Kabisa,
Exactly.
uh-huh.
Sunday school was not an option.
All right.
We did that, but along the way, I don't know what happened. But when I finished class 8, during the transition from primary school to high school, back then, it would take like 3 months. Yes, exactly, before you get to go to Form 1. So there was a lot of idle time.
Right.
People had gone back to school in January, February, So the people who were around were school dropouts, let's say that. So I gravitated towards them.
So this was in Buru?
In Buruburu, yes.
All right.
So I gravitated towards them, exactly. You see, so I ended up hanging out with the wrong crowd.
Wow.
I guess it was out of boredom that I got easily
So
pulled in.
It's very important to occupy, children when they are home.
Yes.
It's very important.
Yes.
All right.
So when I met up with these guys, they were already doing drugs and drinking. So I just, fell into the crowd and fell in with the crowd.
Wow.
And that started my downward spiral of, just a crazy life of addictions and alcohol, drugs, reckless sexual behavior and all of that.
So that first time you tested drugs, what was that and how was it for you?
Well, I can't say I remember much about it or anything like that, but I remember just feeling, one of the guys,
Okay.
like, accepted, just part of the crowd. Exactly,
Right.
So for the next couple of 3 weeks, that was a norm.
Wow.
Just smoking weed and just doing nothing, just hanging out. Yes.
Did your parents at home know what was happening?
No.
How did you cover that?
You chewing gum. There used to be like a small medicine that you'd put in your eyes. If your eyes turned red, you'd put them in, then they turn white. It used to be called Insto, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And then for the fingers, you'd touch onions or eat an orange, then touch the peels.
Wow.
So by the time you're going home, the smell has been masked completely.
Okay.
Yes.
So this now started building up. Tell us about that progress.
So going into Form 1, of course, since now I'm smoking weed and I consider myself one of the gang, I gravitated also towards guys in school who are doing drugs and smoking and, so sneaking out of school to access the drugs, to drink during the weekends, come all the way from Nairobi, from Thika, for a few festivals here and there, just drinking partying and all that, then going back on Sunday evening before roll call. So that's how it
kept building
for the whole of now high school now.
All right.
Exactly. But now coming out of high school, it was an everyday thing. It started like a casual thing. You think like ni sawa tu, ni pole pole. It's just for the party, for the weekend. But then after high school now it was an everyday thing.
Party.
Exactly.
After party.
Every single day. You wake up and the first thing you do is smoke weed. You drink every day. Alcohol was cheap. Changa, obviously. The brews that are in the estates and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
At this point, your parents are now realizing there's something different.
Exactly, because I remember the first time I drank, that one I remember, up to a point, because I blacked out.
Uh-huh.
So my friends carried me and dropped me at the gate of our
Oh
home.
my.
Then rang the bell and took off. So that one I remember.
That was proper setup.
Exactly.
Huh?
So waking
Wow.
up the next day, I'm like, how did I get home? I was
Yes.
wet because it was a rainy day. I'd been rained on.
Wow.
I was muddy. I had some injuries and bruises. So that one I remember.
Wow.
Yeah. So they knew the guy was drinking.
Okay.
But they didn't know about the drugs.
All right.
Exactly.
So how did you now gravitate towards doing hard drugs?
The tolerance. The more you use a certain drug, the more you become tolerant to it. So
Right.
you're looking for the next high, something to get you more, and to give you more effects.
Right, right.
So we did the prescription drugs. They used to be sold in the packet for kibiriti, the matchbox.
Yes.
So they'd be put inside there, like 40
Wow.
of them. Then they'd
Oh,
cost
really?
like 30 bob or 40 bob. Then it was a mixture of rohypnol, of all these funny drugs that you cannot buy over the counter, you need
Right.
a prescription. So we mixed that with the weed, and that stopped working. So hashish, just
You're getting harder stuff by the day.
Exactly, because that's the progression.
Right.
That's the progression.
Wow.
So before long, heroin was in play.
Oh my.
Heroin was in play because now you needed to get high fast, immediately. So you do the IV, the intravenous, so injectables.
Right.
Even that, you needed more
Baduika.
high, so we started mixing it with cocaine.
Oh my.
So
Cocaine with heroin is
yeah,
powerful. It's
very
something
powerful.
else.
I think once you get there, you're done.
You're done.
You're
You're
done.
with
Yeah,
drugs. Proper.
I've lost a lot of friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm told that there are moments you get to a point where there's no money. You have to get someone's blood.
Yeah, I've
Inject-
heard
did you
about
get-
that, but we
right.
never got to that point.
Okay.
We always had money because we always,
Where did you
crime.
get? Where do you get the money now?
It starts by stealing at home, the people who are closest to you.
All right.
You steal at home, then you move out. A friend of ours had they own garages. So there are these small compartments that for the cars that we usually get
Right.
and sell really quick at the matatus.
Wow.
The drivers would be very happy to get them because there are small components that would get spoiled very quickly. So to have backup would be very nice. You see, so
I
we
get
grab
you.
them from the garage and the house, the warehouse, then just sell them to the matatus. We get on matatus, they'd buy them like immediately.
Very fast.
Yes. And
So
that
that's
way
the
we
money
had
that
money
feeds
constantly,
you.
yeah. So even that got increased and tunanyonga watu, nyongolo, ngeta, stuff like
It's called
that.
nyongolo.
Nyongolo. So we did a lot of that and also stole cars,
Wow.
tore them apart,
Wow.
sold them for parts. So everything was just a progression,
You kept building
Kept
and
building
getting
up,
and
kept
getting.
building up, kept building up.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there are times you actually had a lot of money.
Yeah.
By the time you're getting cars and
Exactly. I'd have like 200,000 shillings in my pocket and still say I'm broke.
wow.
Back then,
Wow.
you see.
So what would you use the 200,000 for?
Just drinks, hotel
Party.
bills,
Wow.
just that. We'd buy clothes. You leave home, you go away for a weekend or a whole week,
Right.
and the clothes you are with are the clothes, there's no change. So we'd go into a store, buy clothes, new clothes. The ones that we had, we'd leave them there, then leave with the new ones and just go from top to bottom. Socks,
Where?
shoes, underwear, everything.
Kila kitu.
Kila kitu, then leave the old ones there at the store and tell them, you get rid of that.
Wow.
That's how we used to survive. Money would just disappear.
So between, among us now, alcoholism,
Yeah.
drugs, and sexual, addictions.
Yeah.
How was that? Many girlfriends?
Not necessarily girlfriends, but
All right.
a lot of prostitutes.
All right.
Uh,
Wow.
From the ones that cost the lowest 50 shillings.
All
to
the way.
highest, exactly. To friends, people who are also, high like you
right.
and all like that. I remember particularly one day, we were so drunk, and there was this lady around us who people always used to say that she was HIV positive.
Right.
But I was so high, I had no control.
Wow.
So, and she was there. So I ended up sleeping with her. And to me, my thought was, you know what, Kesi Badai.
Let's deal with this.
Let's just get it over with.
Of course, without
Kesi
protection,
Badai.
right?
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. The doozy is that a few months later, she passed and it was true, she had HIV.
Oh
she was
my.
positive.
Oh my.
You know? So that got me like,
Did that
wow.
scare you?
Exactly, totally, man. It took me like 2 months before I went to get tested.
Test, right.
Yeah. But thank God, I don't know. Yani,
Yeah, even after being tested, you were not, you were HIV negative.
I was clean. Everything was negative.
And of course, in between here, a lot of things, you know, sleeping with prostitutes,
Yeah.
all kinds of, you know, women.
You pick up anyone, one night stands in the bars. You wake up with someone, you're like,
Who are
first of
you?
all, where am I? Who
Right.
is this person? You know? So you live in the room and you're wondering like, where is this? So when you step out of the hotel, or you know, here in town too,
Right.
you step out and then it's like, okay,
Oh,
now
this
I
is
know
a
where I have a bearing of where I'm at.
Wow.
But you know, but because of the drinking and doing all those drugs, I used to suffer a lot of blackouts.
Right.
I'm 41 years old now, right?
Right, right.
I usually tell people I've lost about like 5 years cumulatively of the
Wow.
blackouts. So I'm like 35, 36 years old. The 5 years I don't remember.
You don't know
like,
where
totally
you are,
5 years.
what you
Exactly.
were doing.
Because I would suffer blackouts every single day. I remember
My
up to a
goodness.
point and then blackout up until the next day when I wake up.
Wow.
Then I'd have the memories now for that before I went and got high and started, you know, because it was a cycle now. Every single day that
Right.
would happen. So I'd get blackouts a lot.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a very powerful story. We come back with Eliud Ngare. I would love to hear where the turning point was, and more specifically, what exactly he's doing today. This is a beautiful story. Don't go away. We are the Parking by Radisson right here in Westlands. Amazing place. You need to check it out. This is my testimony.